gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the Wrestling.
What
Oh
a
yeah, you know what?
time to be alive.
I'll happily cede to the floor. Let this man Sancho have his moment. Go ahead, pump the Glaze Factory, because you guys right now, you guys got sent back to factory settings. You guys are churning all the way right now.
Hey, every time he says factory settings, I'm like, that's us. The Glaze Factory settings, baby. We are chugging a dugga Santi. What a time to be alive. You know why? Because people are like, oh, he does this all the time. It's a filler feud. Nah. This is not a filler feud. It just feels a little bit different. You know what I mean? Because you know why, Santi?
Why?
Because my man, he dismounted off the little thing. Boom, landed it. I was like, yes! He didn't go bloodline, or he didn't go Romans. No, he nailed it, Papa. And the roar of the crowd, dude. Best line of the whole night. He said, you know it. Everybody knows it. This universe knows it. I'm the uncrowned champion. With everybody saying L.A. in the crowd. Whew, God bless you, Iowa. I appreciate you. Oh, my goodness. Feels good. You know why it feels good?
Tell me.
Because you're on this side. I know you are.
I've been on this side. I've been on this side.
Hey, you got your punch card all the way filled out.
Dude, I'm game, man. LA Knight was fantastic throughout this whole buildup with the Bloodline storyline going into SummerSlam. He was really good in the match. He got the pin, over Jey Uso, the beat the yeet. And then this segment here with Roman Reigns was fantastic. Here's the thing, Roman hit back such a ruthless promo. Get back to the back of the line, kid, was the type of promo that, if it was Austin Theory, he was cooked. But LA Knight, man, that man's got glaze in his veins, bro. And that man rebutted, and he grabbed the aura back because Roman snatched it from him, and he snatched it right back. And I was so happy for you and the Glaze Factory members around the world. I think subscriptions, man, are about to go through the roof. I think you guys might be looking at record number subscriptions to the Glaze Factory.
I had the same feeling, Santi. I had fear. I had doubt. I had dread when Roman was about to eviscerate our boy, and he did. Not only he did all the things you said, but he said, look at my watch.
Oh, yeah.
He's a $575,000 watch, and he called him a Walmart watch. I was like, no.
Nothing wrong with a Walmart watch, by the way. Nothing wrong with a Walmart watch.
Well, wait a minute. And then what made it even better, Santi? You're thinking, oh, that's it, that little promo, but then they added a little bit more icing to the cake. You had Roman seething in the back, torching his bloodline members, which I always love when Roman does this. He's saying, hey, man, we got to be equals. We can't be having this. We can't all lose. I need you guys to be strong, too.
You lost to your little brother?
Yeah, it was like a 6-man tag. We have the number, we have the advantage. And then he says, you had your chance at LA Knight. He's my business now. Like, okay, damn. He's Roman's business. No one touched him. And guess who came out right after them? Like, hey, guys, how's it going?
Dude, it was such a Bugs Bunny segment from LA Knight. It felt like he was doing the whole, hovering a finger over them. It's like, I'm not touching you. You can't touch me. You can't do anything about it. Which I said in the Raw review, available exclusively over on patreon.com. It's like Roman has done this since coming back at the Rumble. Don't touch Punk. Don't touch Fatu. Don't touch Seth. Right? Yeah. And now he's like, don't touch LA Knight. And he's the only one that's taken advantage of it as no, you can't do anything to me. You can't do anything to me without being a little bitch. I love it. I think it works so well with the LA Knight character. And buddy, I've been on board, but now, man, I think I might be having to. No, I'm not going to sit on your lap.
Come on. You just run around.
No, man, I will happily be a passenger in the conducted train that you are chugging along the way, not dugga-dugging.
No, it's dugga-dugging.
No train goes dugga.
Are you going to sit next to me at least?
I'll sit next to you. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll sit next to you.
Hey, we're right now in that row, and there's a middle seat between us, but you're deciding to sit in that middle seat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Better example. You're at the urinal. There's 10 spots beside you. I decide to pee right beside you, brother. Right beside you. Yeah, I'll just really, really bring it in together. That brotherhood. Yeah, brothers. Yeah, we're brothers. Yeah.
Hey, brother. Hey, brother. It's all good. and then he said he's going to take his Walmart watch and his Walmart bag, and he's going to leave. It's good. It's good. It just feels like there's investment. That's all we needed. And I'm telling you this. I know everybody's like, I appreciate you calling me from the WWE club. I appreciate you calling me during the SummerSlam watch party you threw with your club members hanging out there.
That was a bad look at the end of the day. The club WWE allegations, and then I go to something that looks like a club hosted by WWE because that was an official WWE watch party. So I kind of was at club WWE in a sense.
Yeah, I appreciate you courting all the fans. I appreciate you that. And then not saying a thing when they're dragging me, saying, oh, LA Knight this and Oba that, and they're dragging me. And you're like, yeah. By the way, he calls me and goes, as soon as Trick loses, goes, oh, trick of the bank, a trick of the bank. I'm like, oh, yeah. So, yeah, okay. Is LA Knight maybe out of the Money in the Bank? Perhaps, me lord. If he gets a match against Roman, I'm still in the money. Because you know what I see? The delusion in me. I see this. I see this. I see this.
Oh, you see Solo getting in there?
Yeah, and then I see this, the BFT, and then I see this, 1, 2, 3, and then I see the winner, LA Knight, and then I see someone cashing in on LA Knight and LA Knight losing. I don't care if that happens. I don't care. Okay? We reached the top of the summit, and I would be happy. Thank you very much. The Glaze Factor delegation rests.
All right. Well, we do have to, I guess, amend our bet, and I'm willing to amend it because the bet was he'll win one of the major championship opportunity things, Royal Rumble, King of the Ring, and this is his last chance, the Money in the Bank. I will cede that I will accept him winning the world title as you winning the bet because that wasn't technically part of it because I don't think either of us ever thought it was a possibility that he would actually win the world title at some point this year. I am unfortunately, I don't want to rain on your parade, but I do think that this
give me just another minute.
One more minute?
Yes.
Okay, one more. Dude, I can't wait for this match. Where do you want this to happen? Money in the Bank or Sunday night's main event? I ask this because Money in the Bank, a lot of people have not really had it sink in yet that it's not for 2.5 months. All of August, all of September, halfway through October, right?
10 weeks.
It is a long time away. I'm not saying that those guys can't carry a storyline for 10 weeks, but that is a heavy ask. It's a tall order to carry that for 10 weeks and then 10 weeks out be your first match. What about the possibility of Sunday night's main event match 1, Money in the Bank match 2? I think that could be we do a full little early fall feud, not just a one-off PLE match between these two, because waiting till Money in the Bank, that's a tall order. And I will say this. Let's say he faces Roman Reigns at Sunday night's main event in early September. He loses. He still has the opportunity to go into Money in the Bank, right? So you could double dip there.
I'm down for the double dipping, dude. I double dip, and then I do the dip on the eaten pat, the little eaten nugget. I don't care.
That's messed up.
I don't care.
You don't even at least flip to the unbitten side?
Not in this case.
What about in community dipping bowls?
In community dipping bowls? Oh, yeah. I dole myself out my own sauce.
That's smart. Dude, whoever is at a party and is actively dipping the piece that they're eating into the community bowl, who raised you? Who raised you? A bunch of boars? A bunch of animals? What are we doing here? You have to grab your own allocated amount of dip and or sauce and bring it onto your own little bowl and or plate. Sancho, he's losing this. I gave you your minute. I said I'd give you a minute. And that was roughly about a minute. He's losing this. That's why I say, you know what? I hope this match happens at Sunday night's main event because he's losing this. I'm sorry, brother. He's losing this so that he has the opportunity to enter Money in the Bank or get a rematch at Money in the Bank. But he's losing this. There is no way, shape, or form where LA Knight is the guy that's going to win this. And Roman Reigns, unless they're adding Roman Reigns to the Money in the Bank ladder match, which I guess technically is not impossible, but unless they're doing that, they're already advertising Roman for Money in the Bank, and I think it's to presumptively be defending the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't think that's a crazy leap to make. I think that's a pretty logical guess to make there. Which then again says, well, if he's going to be the world heavyweight champion and Money in the Bank, I don't think that LA Knight's feud and storyline goes for 2.5 months and that's where he gets his match. I think he's going to lose earlier and Roman's going to be world heavyweight champion at Money in the Bank, but LA Knight will have that opportunity to win the Money in the Bank briefcase.
If you like to rate on my parade, I will rate on your parade. From the blog posts of George R.R. Martin, remember me? It's been a while, I know. My last blog post went up in February 19th, a post that came after we made by my mighty minions. I am lucky enough to have a great staff and assistants, though even though with their help, I keep falling further and further behind. This has been a very stressful year, to say the least. So much has been happening. It's been overwhelming. Some great things, exciting things, dreams coming true. But here they have nightmares too. I have lost friends, battled sadness and depression. The worst is yet to come. And turned 77 last September. And I tell you, getting old is no fun. But there may be amazing times as well. I suppose that's just life. Of course I knew that. If you read my stories, you know that. So much to post about. I will try to catch up on some, and my minions will help. But my posts are likely to short and rushed. One highlight, and you maybe already know, is the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, Emmy nominated.
Listen, okay? I feel for the difficulties of getting old. I understand. But it's hard for me, Mr. Martin, to feel bad for you saying that I'm 77 years old when you've had since you were 62 to write this book. It's been 15 years. So this, like, I'm falling further behind. How can you be further behind by 15 years? Make that make sense. I don't feel sympathy for you. I don't. Finish the damn book. Honestly, give it to ChatGPT. Let it do its thing. Claude's pretty good at this point. I hear Hank Green, the YouTuber, has been using AI this entire time, and he feels bad about it, but he made millions as a YouTuber using AI. George, use AI at this point. I don't care. I don't care. All right? This little pity party, like, woe is me. I have helpers, and I'm still behind. I'm old. Wah. 15 years.
Finish the story.
Oh, well, folks, welcome to the Wrestling is Cool podcast, coolest wrestling podcast on the planet. Of course, I'm Santi, that's Sancho. Quick reminder that you can, of course, be getting this episode 3 days earlier than everywhere else on the planet over on Patreon, patreon.com/SantiZab, the coolest wrestling community that there is, because not only do you get the podcast 3 days early, but you get the Raw reviews that I do, the SmackDown reviews that Sancho does with footage so you can see exactly what it is that we're talking about.
And show, baby.
If you are listening to this like shortly after SummerSlam, Night 1 and Night 2 reviews, 2 separate videos, each 50 plus minutes is available over there as well. But we also do our match watch-alongs and our own individual series where I'm watching and ranking every single NXT TakeOver main event, and Sancho is watching and ranking every single you're doing Elimination Chamber matches, every single
Paper
one.
Daddy.
And we have a bunch of completed series as well. Like, there is literally thousands of hours of content at your fingertips. All that, obviously, you're not going to watch a Raw review from 2 years ago, but there's content that we made 2 years ago that is relevant now with our match watch-alongs and our series that are evergreen. So go check it out. Patreon.com/SantiZab.
You know what I'm feeling? Got to do a movie night. Yeah,
Dude, I know. The people have been asking.
We need one.
Man.
We need one. We need one.
I'm good. I'm good this Friday if you want. If you're free,
maybe like a Mr. Nanny or something like that.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, that'll sell
Suburban
tickets.
Commando.
Oh,
how about Hobbs and Shaw? That's a classic one. Right?
That's
Because that's Roman. That's Roman. Got Roman in it.
That's true. Roman and The Rock. That's deep in wrestling lore. Okay, Hobbs and Shaw. We should watch Hobbs and Shaw. I'm serious.
That was Jason Statham. Remember, that's how my Braun Strowman started off with. I'm Braun Strowman.
Strowman. Yeah, you started it. Yeah, it developed. Yeah. It started as a Jason Statham. I had to call that out. I'm like, that was just Jason Statham. My favorite Jason Statham thing to quote, because he seems to do it in every movie, is like, we have a job for you. I'm retired. I don't do jobs. well, we really, really need you. What's the job? All right, let's get into it, folks. Let's talk a little bit of shop here. Some SummerSlam. There was a lot to talk about, a lot to piggyback of. But before we go into like this thing happened at SummerSlam and then this thing happened at SummerSlam, Sancho, I needed this. A good show, an exciting weekend of professional wrestling. In my YouTube videos, I've admittedly been rather negative for the most part about WWE since about WrestleMania on. A little bit before WrestleMania too, but mostly it started post WrestleMania. There was obviously stuff to like, but unfortunately, I think the week-to-week programming, it was mostly more stuff to dislike than like, and I was starting to fall out of love. And every single week, more and more, I felt like every single time I had to tune into Raw or SmackDown, it was starting to become a little bit more of a chore. Whenever there
like
was...
the text messages between you and WWE weren't that like lovey-dovey, you know?
No, not yet, like, not yet.
Yeah, you woke up and you rolled over and you're like, hey, how's it going, baby? And she didn't really say like good morning to you. You know what I mean?
And then she presented that Club WWE contract. No, I just felt like the product was stagnant, and when my job is to cover said product, if the product is stagnant, I felt that then by default my content was stagnant, because it does feel like a lot of what I do in terms of the excitement of it is very much dependent on the excitement of the community and things going on in WWE.
You're a chef and you need good ingredients.
Yeah, and I was being given 3-day-old fish. I want right out of the market. I don't want frozen. Yeah. I want to behead that fish myself. I want to invoke ancient Japanese arts of fish slicing and cutting and present to you the best possible sushi that I can, right? I don't want to give
Bobby Hill
you...
style.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And now I feel like with SummerSlam, like we've been given a jolt of life, a second wind here. You know what? What is helping this second wind here? Because it no longer feels like it's this one-off. Like, we had a great night, but now we're back to the slog. We had a great weekend of wrestling, followed by a very solid needle-moving episode of Monday Night Raw. We obviously haven't seen SmackDown as of the making of this, but this is the most excited I've been to watch an episode of SmackDown. And I don't know how long. The roster has just overnight become so stacked. And you know what's the other piece that has me really excited? Because normally going into the fall, I'm like, the frickin' fall. Here we go. Crown Jewel, no World Championship feuds. Friggin' War Games, no World Championship feuds. And then the lull of December, where this year we're going to have the John Cena Classic, no World Championship feuds. What did WWE do? Not necessarily on purpose, but by accident, because the World Cup was here and they didn't want that smoke. Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank kind of gives us this like 2-month pit stop after this like refill station that we've stopped at to maybe refill again and maybe continue the momentum for the rest of the year. I'm really optimistic about the programming right now. And of course, we'll break it down more, but man, you've got a guy like LA Knight that so many people have been wanting to see at the forefront. You've got Chelsea Green, the female LA Knight, reach the top of the mountain. You've got the return of Kevin Owens, of Becky Lynch, of Randy Orton, of Stephanie Vaquer. You've got debuts here, or re-debuts like Big Cass. You've got Roman potentially going to AAA. There are so many cool things happening right now. And we can ride that wave for the next 2 months and refill at Money in the Bank and get rejuiced again by introducing those briefcases into the ecosystem, which is usually so much fun and adds another layer of excitement to the weekly programming and PLE matches. Because when the Money in the Bank briefcase is in, when you have a match like LA Knight versus Roman Reigns, where I feel it's really predictable that Roman is going to win, when it's not predictable, when the briefcase is looming around, where you're like, ooh, I know it's predictable. I know Roman's going to win, but like, what if something happens, right? That's what we get when with the Money in the Bank briefcase is in. And the fact that we've got this momentum going into Money in the Bank and going into the rest of the year, it just has me in such a positive light that I haven't been in since maybe, let's call it, when SmackDown was running 3 Stages of Hell. That was maybe like the last time I was really, really excited for WWE programming on a weekly basis. I think the Cena retirement actually was like the last time like things were really hot and stuff. Yeah, I just wanted to share that because like it just feels like a wrestling Viagra pill. God damn it, this shit's so good.
It's like we were going so well. I was like, oh, what an eloquently said statement, Santi.
Hey, they wouldn't be wrestling as cool in Santi without ruining it at the end.
Without any kind of brain rot to get in there. I think what you're saying is essentially we got replenished, we got refueled. I feel like as a content creator, when there is not much to dig off the bone, is like you're just scraping for scraps, dude. You're just trying to make something out of nothing. And the WWE, I do feel, was on cooldown. You know, World Cup, I think, cooled down everything, and they just put everything on pause, and they didn't try to put as much as an effort. And I feel what this Monday Night Raw signified to me, or the signal was, that it was different. Like the momentum felt different, the segments felt different. The biggest difference was they ended the show on a cliffhanger. Like on a cliffhanger. When is the last time we've seen a cliffhanger resulting in a backstage segment or like a meeting or like like Roman and Heyman? You know, that's the kind of thing I enjoy.
That ending is very NXT coded. Like that's Shawn Michaels like coded type of booking right there, and Undertaker to a degree as well over in AAA. NXT loves to end in cliffhangers. It's cool.
I love a good cliffhanger because now I'm looking forward to, I could speculate, we could create an ecosystem off of that. I mean, when you think of the ecosystem of the WWE universe, you know, as the content creators that we're a part of it, we kind of we push it back up. You know, we accept it and then we push it into another kind of realm, and then when the returns are waning, you know, there's not much we can do with it. But it's interesting, Santi. It is interesting. I feel when the WWE is cooking on all cylinders, because you got to remember, you said a lot of returns. A lot of people were injured, and now more people are going to come back. And who knows, dude? I think Friday Night SmackDown, we get more people. I think we get more returning superstars.
Who are you feeling?
Not on the men's side. Naomi. I'm feeling a Naomi return.
I think Naomi's Raw. Jimmy's there, right?
Dude, I don't know. I know that, but I'm just saying, like, in
general, Naomi.
Yeah, like Naomi, simply because it's like Raw, is getting stacked. Like Raw has been replenished. I don't think you could add more characters to that side of the coin. But I feel like a SmackDown, you could add more. And already the ladies on SmackDown have so many cooking stories currently. But I think at the end of the day, I think as when you look into what's happening, I think the WWE feels inspiring. Like they feel inspired, and because of that, the fan base is inspired to tune in. And I think that's exciting. And even someone as small as in terms of the story of Big Cass, I'm excited for that.
Sure.
That is what gets me excited too. Like we got basically projects on the street level that I'm excited about, and then we got projects on the Thanos level that I'm excited about. That's what I'm looking for.
On SmackDown, you forgot to even mention their biggest name, Rhea Ripley. Who knows when she's coming back, right? And she's going to add a new layer and a new dynamic because she's been gone for so long. And Drew McIntyre's still in the wings as well. Okay, quickly, let's talk about Drew. You know, if he does come back, I think he should go to Raw, right? At this point, I mean, look at SmackDown, dude. Let me just list off the SmackDown roster for just the main event side of things, and this is just off the top of the dome. Obviously, you've got world champion CM Punk. You've got a returning Kevin Owens. Cody Rhodes is there. Randy Orton is back. Gunther is the big bad heel. Sami Zayn's still doing his thing. Finn Balor seems to still be semi-protected. He didn't take the pin. I still consider him to be part of the main event.
He got pops at SummerSlam.
Yeah, dude. Like the SmackDown men's ecosystem for the main event is awesome. Oh, and Trick could be joining that ecosystem soon if he wins Tricky in the Bank, like I'm predicting. And the fact that SmackDown's going to have like two parallel main event feuds, right? Randy Cody and Kevin Owens and Punk, both, which I'm so delightfully excited about. Like SmackDown is almost too jam-packed to the point where I'm like, I think Drew should go to Raw. And as we're seeing here with Roman Reigns, it feels like part of this saga of his championship reign this time around is removing the doubts that, I wasn't able to beat this guy unless I had the bloodline. He just beat Seth. He's probably going to beat LA Knight. Drew McIntyre is one of the famous ones, probably the most famous one that he has not been able to beat entirely clean without the help of the bloodline. That's like when that's probably like the most famous bloodline interference to help Roman Reigns, right? A Clash at the Castle 2022 with Solo Sikoa. I think we got to add Drew McIntyre, especially because Roman, full-blown babyface. We would say, even though like a little bit of tweener, he can be a little bit of a dick sometimes to the baby faces too. But McIntyre, that's a proper heel, right? So if you want a good proper heel versus babyface dynamic, add those two, and people are going to be excited for that rematch for sure. Like, and that'd be such a great fall feud as well, or early year feud.
Well, that's what I mean. When you look at the WWE, they have so much talent, and that's why you criticize them a little bit harder because like you're not doing anything with your talent. And I think what's interesting, what's hurting the WWE more is the idea of putting people on ice. Maybe it is working. I don't know. You tell me. Like Becky has been on ice for a long time. She hasn't been injured, and it worked when she came back, right?
Okay, but like Is the payoff of bad programming in the women's main event scene for the past time that she was gone, 2 and a bit months, is it worth the pop of her return?
I don't know. Like I think that WWE was standing down. Like they
Yeah.
were just like, let's just coast until World Cup's over.
I think
until we're
it
ready
was
to
World
go.
Cup. Yeah, I really think it was World Cup. You look at when World Cup ended, it did start to pick up. The Roman and Seth stuff started getting added. You know, they rushed it, but like they're like CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, we're going forward with it. It's a match you've been waiting for a really long time, but here it is. So I do think that things started picking up after World Cup.
Wasn't Punk on too for a while?
Yeah, he was gone for a bit too. Yeah. He came back towards the latter end of the World Cup. So yeah, I do think the World Cup understandably put WWE on ice. The viewership of World Cup is just insane.
And on top of that, the WWE tends to sometimes put a better product when NFL's around, right? When Monday Night Football,
opposite.
No, you don't think so?
No, opposite. That's when they coast. That's the fall doldrums.
I don't know, but I mean,
the fall is usually when we get some pretty lame
ESPN
stuff.
ESPN and football change that, you know? ESPN.
Did it change it last year? WrestlePalooza, not great.
I mean,
Survivor
we're getting more.
Games, not great.
I'm being optimistic here, dude. We got Seth Rollins.
Who's that climbing in the cage? It's a dude with a ski mask. Tune in to 5 episodes of Monday Night Raw from now near Christmas to show its theory. It's like, nah, dude. That's actually, unfortunately, and I've watched so long now at this point, the fall is when WWE, that's when they say, they just F the dog and say, see you in January. But that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that this is a year where they actually buck the trend because we're rejuvenated and because we have Money in the Bank. Here's the thing. I just don't think that WWE can afford to coast 2 times this year. I understand coasting against the World Cup, but I don't think you can coast against the NFL now. I understand coasting regularly against the NFL when it's just the NFL, but I don't know that you can coast all summer and all fall and hope that your fan base is still rabid and excited for the new year going into the Royal Rumble in Arizona. I don't think it's been confirmed there, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be there.
When you add to part of it that AAA as well is swelling at this right time, I think you're like covering more bases. It's interesting that the third brand, everybody was thinking that'd be NXT, but because NXT with Grayson Waller dropping a big pipe bomb there, Grayson Waller just like obliterating the men's roster, that AAA has become the third brand. And I think this Roman play, I know people want to do the AEW thing and da. I think it's more just for they're staying in their own lane and they're trying to get a TV contract. I think that is the focus for the executives to get AAA on either on a TV program on Fox USA Network or on Netflix. We already seen them put Mass versus Mass on Netflix to test out the waters. That's the play. That's why Roman is going to AAA, because that is like the last piece. Like, look, at any moment's notice, we could put our WWE superstars on the AAA like a big gun like Roman Reigns. Get us a TV contract, get us a Netflix deal, and we will make money. And I that's what gets me excited. But the cliffhangers of the mask and all that kind of stuff, all that was baby steps drawn out to death. But for me, I enjoyed the simplicity of just Rey Mysterio shaking hands with Roman, and then Roman going, wait, who are you?
Who are you? Dude, it's so funny. I laugh because I was like, oh, so Roman doesn't watch AAA. Hey, you know that I'm the general manager of AAA? I guess I do now.
I have some business for you. But didn't I feel like a little Lucha Underground too?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I did feel Lucha Underground. Okay, we'll come back to SummerSlam. This is we always do this as post PLEs. We have to we'll circle it back. But we're already there. Let's talk about Roman and AAA and what they might be teasing at here. Can I tell you what I think it is? And then you tell me if you're on the same page.
Is it like tinfoil or safe place?
It's pretty standard, I would say.
Okay.
It's like a genuine prediction. Because some people are like, oh, they're going to be using him to counter program with AEW. Hell no. No, I really don't think so. If they're going to use anybody, it's Punk in Chicago. And that's late September. I feel so confident that they're setting up Roman to be the stateside night 1 main event of Triple Mania against Penta. They have their Mexican main event, El Grande Americano versus Dominic Mysterio in Ciudad de Mexico for night 2. I feel very, very confident that they just want something huge in the stateside of things And I think that's Roman versus Penta. And here's the thing: some people suggested the idea of like maybe the Bloodline versus Perros del Mal. Brother, have you seen the star power difference? That does not work. When Perros del Mal, when your biggest names in it are Angel and Berto, it doesn't work, brother. Which when you've got Fatu and maybe if they had not even. Penta works though, and you might say, oh, there's a huge star power difference. No, because Penta gets the AAA boost. He gets the AAA buff when he's there, right? I think that works. Penta versus Penta versus Roman Reigns, Triple Mania, main event, World Heavyweight Championship, main eventing night 1 in Las Vegas. They moved to a bigger venue, a way bigger venue for that. I don't know if you saw this. Yeah, just to give context in terms of the size difference, they went from an arena that at max held 2,000 to now one that holds around 13,000. Like a proper big jump here. And I think the play here is Roman Reigns to fill out every single one of those seats in Las Vegas.
I cannot wait to have Roman come out, right, at a AAA show and eat up all and R farm, dude. R farm all the Mexicanos, dude. You know what I mean? He's just gonna R farm all day long. And then when Penta's music hits, and then they're going to go back and forth, and then Penta's going to end his entire promo with, you know what I mean? When he gets all hype out of nowhere. Oh my damn, that's going to be hype, man. And what's going to be crazy is Roman taking a Mexican destroyer, because he has to take one.
Oh, he will.
Least. Oh my God. By the way, those Mexican destroyers are getting a little bit sloppy lately, but that one on the apron was kind of scary.
That was scary. That was really scary. Dude, the one he hit on JD McDonough was really clean, though. That was really clean, but really scary looking. Real scary looking.
And I'm not expecting Penta to win. I'm expecting Penta to get hopefully bloodied. You know what I mean? Because that's what I want. You know, I need to see that torn face mask off of Penta and Roman. I want Roman to put over Penta by going, I can't believe this guy does have no fear. Like, this guy's crazy. Like, this guy is stepping up to me, the tribal chief, and I want Roman to go full Roman. Like, give Penta the same respect that he would have in a match with Seth Rollins, because that's when Roman's at his best, and that's when those matches kick it up to the next notch, man. All that trash talking he did with Seth Rollins took it up to the next level when that went from like a good, great into all-timer.
Yeah, I agree. So is that where you think it's going? Because that was my kind of, it's a pretty basic prediction.
I mean, sure, but I would enjoy something with like Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. That'd be really cool to kind of flesh that out. But Penta's the obvious choice. I mean, Penta is the guy that it's wild to me to go from AEW to where he was one of the founding roster to being less used and then to being like absolutely not used, going over to think about it to WWE, starting off with a match against Chad Gable in San Jose. Or no, it wasn't San Jose. Wasn't it in LA or San Jose? It was somewhere down there. Los Angeles, right? His first match?
I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. No, Los Angeles was the Netflix debut, and then he debuted the week after. Or did he debut on the... I can't remember.
He was somewhere in Cali. He debuted, and he got a great promo. Going from there, singles, putting on bangers matches, and then from the IC title, going to Roman Reigns in his own backyard. That's a great story. It's a great story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun. Yeah, and the eyeballs that would bring would be tremendous for the AAA product, which I think goes to what you were saying. I really think that they're angling for a Netflix deal. I don't think it's a coincidence that they decided to run this on a Netflix show, Monday Night Raw. You know, they didn't run this on a USA Network SmackDown. You know, they ran this
on
AAA. They waited until, you know, the height. Look, that ending segment didn't need Roman, you know, to come out and acknowledge Fatu, right? I don't think it needed it. They purposely kept Roman around to make that entrance, to be like, oh, what's Roman going to do? Oh, wait, nothing. Oh, wait. Well, there's more, and it's the AAA segment. I think they played that really, really well to keep you to keep keep you hook, line, and sinker right to the cliffhanger of AAA. And I think that's all a design for the Netflix viewer, because I really think they're angling for that Netflix deal. It goes back to the El Grande Americano thing being aired on Netflix as well. I think we're on the money there. I think that's what they're angling for here.
I love that everybody wants to make it about AEW. It's like I think, like, sure, you know, if you want to play that angle, but I think that's like in general, I think the WWE has that's their goal. That's their goal. And if it happens to take out AEW's money at the same time, that's just a bonus for them.
Yeah.
But I would do say this as well. It sucks being a wrestling fan and being pulled. Your money is like, dude, I would love to go to both shows if it's possible, but damn, dude, you can't because it's happening at the same time. So and see both of them. So it sucks that our money is the one that's being at war with here sometimes, doesn't it, Santi? And our eyeballs and attention.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love having all those same day shows. It can be a little bit exhausting having to flip through or like, oh, this show ends and then now on to the next one. It's a little much. I would rather be able to break this up to different days, but like, it is also fascinating seeing the war play out.
Look at you. You're looking you looking at me? Look at this guy right here.
Yeah.
Monday Night War veteran. You understand? I've been there flipping back and forth, match to match. Oh, this is happening. Oh, wait, Disco Inferno's over here. Let me switch over here. Oh my God. You got Stone Cold going back and forth there. Oh, the NWO back of you had to pick and choose, brother. And that was in the time we had no common recording device. We had a VCR and a VHS tape. We didn't have anyone on, so we didn't have no Santi doing reactions to Hogan joining the NWO. Dude, you should record.
Dude, that would have been crazy. That would have been crazy.
You should record like a 90s version of you reacting.
Oh, that'd be so funny. Dude, with like put a
filter.
A filter. I was gonna say, I forgot what the VHS filter. Yeah, put a VHS filter on it and just fucking popping for the third man. Hey, no way he's the third man. No way.
I think at the time Hogan's like aura was so stale though. You'd be like,
dude,
this guy. What's Hogan doing?
You know what we should reenact? You going like after he has 10 wins, you're going, I don't really see it with this Goldberg guy. I don't think that WCW is gonna push him. Sancho.
Hilarious. How can you let strangers? How can you let people dog your boy right in your face?
Oh, dude, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So long as it's viewers, that means they're listeners, they're viewers. They're allowed to say whatever they want. If they're, it's people on Twitter that I'm like, no, you don't get the dog. You don't know us. You're not part of the jokes. You're not part of the fun. You're just saying things from out of context clips or things you've heard. You don't know anything. That's why I don't pay attention to people on Twitter. But the people in our comment section, people IRL, Patreon, they can say whatever they want about us, and I'm cool with it. Because if you're watching, we're winning. I'm cool with that. I'm just more happy that they're dogging you over me. Because I'm I'm getting dogged with this Club WWE thing. So it's only fair that you get some of the heat here.
All right. Look, dude, it's not my fault. You paid me as an elitist. You paid me as this luxurious lord, right? Looking at the serfs.
Yes. Right? Monsignor Sancho over here.
But meanwhile, I'm the one here streaming my watch party in my humble home while you're out there at a bar and sports grill with security, I'm assuming you had next to you, sitting in a booth. And then you get put on Monday Night Raw twice. By the way, your boy, Sancho Mania, on the rise, making his Monday Night Raw debut with Nick Aldis and Gunther going, don't tap.
Dude, we both got great quotes. You have don't tap, and when Oba took 7 at 5s, they got me saying 7 at 5s.
But I wish someone, because like I didn't think I would be on Raw because and I don't, again, when I do my watch parties, I'm just reacting, but I'm literally sitting there like this, Santi. Don't tap. Like everybody else has these crazy reactions and these like kind of like excitement moments, and me is like, don't tap, bro. Like, that's all
at least they pick me for cool, like pop-inducing things. Chelsea winning and Kevin Owens' return. I think those were the two.
And I'm the only person apparently out of every reactor that wanted Nick Aldis not to tap. I wanted him to pass out, honestly.
Okay.
But, that's asking too much for the WWE. But
I wear a mask.
But yeah, the stocks are up. But again, you paint me as a man that's meanwhile you're at the club. I have a question for you, sir.
Yes.
Did you like that watch party? Did you like being able to have a huge 3,700 people watching on Twitch, probably even more watching on YouTube? And then the
YouTube was
people
huge.
there, and then the people there IRL glazing you at the same time. Did you get a good? I saw the video. You got a good pop when they introduced you.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a really, really well done experience, to the point where I would happily do it again.
Aha! You got addicted to it.
Yeah, I was pretty nervous about the whole thing, like in terms of how it was going to play out. But I think the way
technology, yeah.
But ultimately, it was organized very, very well. We were able to interact with the audience in between matches and getting them to come in on the live stream, say their piece. It was nice. Like I really, really liked it, and I would happily do it again. I think it's a great format, but it's also, to me, it's like a baby step to like what you and I want in the long run, which is a live show. So just kind of knowing that, like, okay, at the minimum, these watch parties can happen and be successful, because it was packed in there and it was a good time. I think the pod is becoming more and more realistic to be able to do at a live venue. And by the way, when I was introduced as a host of the Wrestling is Cool podcast, which was cool. So it's nice that the pod is getting that type of attention and that type
getting
of
over.
And so many people knew a lot of the podcast lore, a lot of the memes, a lot of the brain rot. You got roasted live a few times because of your Obafemi take. It was good, man. It was a good time.
I'm glad I could serve the podcast lore.
All right, folks, quick break from the wrestling because today's episode is sponsored by Fume. And listen, wrestling fans understand habits better than anybody. You sit down for Raw, SmackDown, a premium live event, and suddenly you've got the same seat, the same snack, you're checking Twitter during commercials. We are creatures of habit. And that's part of what can make quitting vaping or smoking so difficult, because it's not just the nicotine, there's also the physical habit of constantly having something in your hand and bringing it to your mouth. That is where Fume comes in. There's no nicotine, no vapor, and no batteries. You simply just draw through it, and there's more than 10 interchangeable flavors to choose from, like crisp mint, spearmint ice, maple pepper, and peach blush. And one thing that I really like about Fume is that it actually feels like a nice, well-made product in your hands. It actually has like a really nice weight to it, and it's really satisfying to just fidget with. So honestly, if you're just sitting there watching a 3-hour wrestling show, I totally understand why something like this could be nice to have around when those bad cravings hit. My favorite flavor right now is the peach blush, but I promise you, do not sleep on that maple pepper. And if you've tried quitting before and it didn't stick, just remember that you're not the problem. How you're trying to quit is. Over 1 million people have already used Fume to quit differently, so join them today and grab a journey pack, plus get a free gift with a purchase when you use my code Santi. Addiction is really good at saying later. Don't let it do that to you. So head on over to tryfume.com, that's TRYFUM.com, and use code Santi for a free gift with your first purchase. Thank you again to Fume for sponsoring this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast, and let's get you back to chatting about wrestling. Yeah, let's talk about that. All right, let's talk about Obafemi here for a second, Sancho, because you on this podcast, you famously said, infamously, I don't want to misquote you.
Infamously.
He famously said, Obafemi is a broke bitch boy, and I don't see it with him. Obafemi is a loser that will never be pushed by the WWE, because I just don't think that he's got the talent from an in-ring perspective and or on the microphone. End quote. End quote from Sancho West right there, ladies and gentlemen. You can find it.
Clipped.
You can find it. Those are all things Sancho said, true, factual, and unequivocally true.
Clipped. There's so many people that come to me and go, "Why do you get always out clipped by Santi?" It's Daniel's fault.
I just slip more money to Daniel under the table. He's like a therapist that I like right before the therapy session. I'm like, let me win this one. Okay, here's an extra $100.
Yeah, couples therapy.
So you famously dogged on Obafemi in all kinds of ways for like 40 minutes. Okay, you said, to boil down your argument, that you didn't have faith in WWE's ability to capitalize on Obafemi and do something with him, and
that modern booking is going to be difficult to book a monster in the modern era. Yes. That
you thought he was a bitch, and that modern booking wasn't going to do him any justice, and that WWE wasn't actually going to put the machine behind him, et cetera, et cetera. Now that you're seeing what has been accomplished here, beating Brock Lesnar in the feud, King of the Ring, this promo about leading the new generation. I know you've already gone through the yes, I'm wrong, but how do you feel about the projection of Obafemi, like moving forward? Is he the guy that they're going to fully invest into now that this Brock Lesnar feud is done? Is he the next Roman Reigns? Is he the next Cena? Is he the next Stone Cold Steve Austin? The next Rock? The next giant marketable face of the WWE? In a world where there's still those names of the old guard that are there that are still massively marketable and massive faces in the WWE. Do you feel more confident in WWE's ability to book them? And do you feel that the modern day booking of him as a monster, if it's gotten any better? And do you still think he's a bitch?
You know what's funny is I know what you're doing.
What am I doing?
I really know what you're doing.
No, I don't know what I'm doing.
This is the rope. Hey, buddy. Here's the rope, buddy.
I'm just providing the instruments.
You know what I'm going to say.
Go for it, man.
How I feel. Because I would have to say this. Yeah, here comes more rope. I would have to say this. If you were an Oba fan, you could have been having Obafemi as champion right here, right now. The man already had the perfect ending, in my eyes, to Brock Lesnar at Mania. Nothing was going to ever top that. And then when you go to SummerSlam, what did they decide to do at SummerSlam? Put it in a Hell in a Cell that wasn't really featuring a Hell in a Cell because they wanted to have the backdrop of 2015 Taker versus Brock. That's why they started doing the Takerisms, where the sit up from Brock and literally doing a tombstone pile driver, revealing the mat. All that was from 2015. They did the greatest hits once again to show that Oba can survive all that, and Oba is a monster. But I still think that ending at SummerSlam doesn't come anywhere near the magic of WrestleMania. So instead, we get Obafemi coming out on Monday Night Raw, not really challenging anybody, not really saying anything, just doing a very vague promo about it's the old guard going to be put down by the new generation. He's going to lead the charge, which I will agree with. He is part of that new generation. And them building a new feud with Braun Breaker feels that way. It's like, okay, great. Now we could push all these guys up all together rather than having Braun Breaker drown in the kind of in the past,
the abyss of Theory and Maxime Dupree.
Right, he is part of this. He's a part of that. So when I feel with Oba, I'm like, it's clear to me that the WWE booking could have had all of the world for Oba right here, right now, but they're delaying it until WrestleMania, perhaps. I'm shocked that the WWE has been planting so many seeds, and the Roman Reigns of the world, the CM Punks of the world, are using Oba's name to get themselves over, to show that they have no fear. You saw Roman do it in the post show as well, like in the past. Yeah, give me Oba, I don't care. Punk, give me Oba, I don't care. But are they gonna give them now? I don't know, because now we have a pit stop with Braun Breaker. I did say this on my watch party, and I would admit so, that if Oba doesn't challenge Roman here in this opening segment, what are they gonna do with Oba? Is Oba or bust? That's what I was saying, because I was trying to see the Oba way. But then LA Knight came out. I'm like, yay! We're back on the Glaze Factory.
It is funny that Roman's like, you haven't won a big match. You haven't won a tournament. They had a guy that did all of those things, and they still didn't give him the feud.
Right, and that's what's so interesting when LA Knight calls him a fraud. Right, there's some things that the reason why I wanted to go back to quickly is like it's different with LA Knight because he's not like 100% delusional. He admits that he was wrong, and he's like, oh, you could do it by yourself, but can you do it by yourself against me? Anyway, going back to Oba, I'm hoping that Oba drops the vagueness and just call out on Monday night in the middle of the ring, call out the tribal chief directly, and let's get that going.
They're not gonna. They're cowards.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like going back to that 40-minute dance we had, Santi.
Mm-hmm. You still don't see it.
No, stop it. No, stop it. I try to point out to you that if the Oba mega fan, the Oba factory, the Glaze factory, the Oba stand, are they willing to wait to get Oba into that point. I think they are. I think the WWE is confident that everybody is willing to wait because they're not giving him Roman or Punk right away. Because the Oba that was birthed out of SummerSlam can beat anybody. He took a tombstone on the wood. He could win anybody. So
Yeah,
for
man,
me,
is surviving Brock Lesnar exposing wood for you? That's crazy. That's what? What do you?
did you say it like that?
What do you mean? That's exactly what happened. Did Brock Lesnar not expose wood and hit Oba over the head with the wood?
He dropped him on his head.
I'm sorry, am I missing something? Is that not like beat for beat exactly what happened?
Your Honor, you are right, Your Honor. That's what
Your Honor, I do declare I am factually correct.
So that's what I mean. Like, for example, on the other side in SmackDown, and I have to bring up Trick Williams because it's the same kind of crop, the new generation. People are pissed that Baron Corbin beat Trick Williams so early into his United States Championship reign. And I'm saying that there's going to be bullshit along the way in Oba Femi's booking that he's going to have to eat sometimes. And I literally think this whole SummerSlam thing was kind of bullshit considering the dude got his opportunity to face Roman or Punk by winning the King of the Ring. All that was right. And then this slight detour didn't need to happen. I didn't need to have Brock Lesnar go, I'm the past, he's the future, because I saw that at Mania. And it was told without any kind of the heavy-handed. So that's what I'm trying to say. I pass it to you, Santi. Are you willing to accept the delay? Like, you're on the plane right now, you're sitting on the tarmac, and we've been waiting for this plane to take off for a long time, it feels.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's too dissimilar to Cody Rhodes, right? Think about like the delayed gratification that Cody Rhodes fans had to go through. Loses at WrestleMania 39. It's not like he went right back after Roman. He had to, actually very similar to here to Oba Femi, he did that entire Brock Lesnar feud that went all the way through to SummerSlam. And then he eventually got his big moment at WrestleMania 40. There are moments of delay where delayed gratification can truly and earnestly like work. I just feel like Cody's delayed gratification was just so much more organic and natural. This feels forced. It feels it feels
like
synthetic. Yeah, like it's just like you don't need to. It's like cat's out of the bag. He beat Lesnar. He won King of the Ring. He beat Lesnar again. He got the torch passed to him. I said this in a video. I'm like, there is no logical next step for Oba Femi that isn't Roman. Like, why wouldn't he go after Roman? Like genuinely, like, could anyone sit down and earnestly make a video essay as to why the human Oba Femi wouldn't go after Roman Reigns after what he done? But Roman Reigns said it, you haven't won a big match, you haven't won a tournament. Oba won the Hell in a Cell, Oba won King of the Ring. The two things that Roman said are the precursors to get a championship opportunity, Oba has done, and yet for some reason, WWE continues to just kind of kick the ball down the field, right? I know what they're doing. They want the WrestleMania moment. They want WrestleMania 21. They want the crowning of Batista. They want the crowning of John Cena. They want the crowning of Edge. It looks to me like this SummerSlam, this upcoming WrestleMania might be where we get the crowning of all of these big names. Maybe something big happens for Trick, for Javon, for Braun Breaker, for Oba Femi. That's obviously just guessing, right? But it feels like we might be going that way. But in the process, it leads to a little bit of that bullshit that you're talking about, where we're just artificially kicking the can down the road. And we as wrestling fans, we all of a sudden have to play mental gymnastics to justify Oba not going after Roman Reigns, which again, makes no sense. Like genuinely, it makes no sense. I'll play ball because it still feels like the machine is still behind Oba, but how many times have we seen the machine be behind something or somebody or a storyline or a tease only for enough time to pass and WWE loses interest and then the fans lose interest? I don't think that's where Oba Femi lands, but you are still putting it in danger of it potentially happening when you could just pull the trigger when the iron is as red hot as it's possibly been. I can tell you right now, Oba's winning the Rumble. Oba's facing Roman, and that's the play. That's what they want. It just feels like we could have done all of this and still gotten the big crowning moment of Obafemi much earlier and have it make sense. What are they scared of? Shoving him down our throats like they were with Braun Breaker? Is anyone actually buying that excuse? So I get obviously where you're coming from. What I disagree with you is when you say that Obafemi is a broke boy bitch and can't afford Roman Reigns' watches. That's where I disagree. That's where I draw the line between the two of us.
Damn, dude, that's a $575,000 watch. Dude.
Can I be honest with you? I think it's just the poor boy mentality in me. Growing up poor, I'm like, I see that watch and I'm like, I don't get it. Like, it just looks like a watch to me. I don't have that eyeball, right? Like, I would much rather eat a bag of like ketchup Lay's chips over like a couple scoops of caviar. I just don't have that palate. I don't have that palate for watches.
That's interesting. It was funny because Denise and I got in an argument. She was like, "Why?" She was like, "LA Knight has all this money. He is in a different tax bracket than us. Why does he shop at Walmart?" I was like,
"What's wrong with shopping at Walmart?
Shopping at Walmart, Denise. You know what I mean? If it looks good, looks great." But dude, it is interesting. I think I've heard a thing like, you know, people with lots of moolah, they don't have their assets, they don't have their money in banks, they have it in like physical things, like a yacht, a car, like things that
Pokemon cards.
Get more Pokemon cards. That's insane, dude. You know what's so funny? Every time I think of Pokemon cards, I remember flashing back to when I was a kid and we were on the street, on the sidewalk, and there's some guy with like a kid's binder and looking at the collection. Is like, just thinking of that was like thousands of dollars. And I'm just looking at it like, oh, that's cool. You gotta look at it as Butterfree. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool. And thinking, dude, all the buy them all, please. Pounding through the bookcase. So I leave you this, Santi, so I could maybe hopefully make the edit for our short.
Leave this out. Whatever he says, leave it out.
Oba is the future. Oba is the new generation. But how long could the WWE artificially delay it is the question before we start saying we are being played. And I think what WWE knows, and they've seen this playing before. We've seen it with Chelsea Green. Let's not give them what they want and see how long they're willing to hold on to it, so that when we give them what they want, they pop for it and was quote unquote all worth it. I think with Chelsea's delay, it was organic because of I don't know. I feel like Michael Hayes kind of amplified it, where he did like the opposite of what he wanted to do, and it worked because Michael Hayes said that thing on Unreal Season 2. It made all of us go, "Oh no way, dude! We're gonna fight for Chelsea," and pushed her forward into that babyface turn.
Can I give you my tinfoil hat theory on this Michael Hayes thing? Yeah,
safe place.
Because somebody said to me in my chat, and I dunked on them, but they said to me
like this.
Yeah, dude. It was the Dwayne Wade doing the pose type of dunk. Yeah. He said to me, and no disrespect to the person, they're like, you can't pop for the Chelsea Green line about Michael Hayes while also refusing to like Unreal, or refusing to believe that Unreal is real, right?
Part of the show, right?
But it's part of the show, right? I said, like, listen, like, I don't want to watch Unreal because I still think it's fake. But here's the thing. If anything, this justifies my further thought that Unreal is fake, because Michael Hayes is booked like the heel of Unreal. I really think they are purposely making him look like the bad guy of the show. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what Michael Hayes says or does. It goes through Triple H. That's what people don't freaking understand. Michael Hayes can say, I think that John Cena should take a crap in the middle of the ring as part of his retirement speech. Triple H is going to go, I don't think so. I don't think we should do that. So when Michael Hayes suggests Jey Uso winning the Rumble, or suggests that Chelsea Green is not ready to win this, Triple H is still the one making the final decision. But what don't they show in Unreal? Triple H going, yeah, you're right. Let's not do that. Or no, we're not going to do that. They don't show Triple H vetoing or agreeing. They only show the Michael Hayes piece to make him into the heel of Unreal, to give you somebody from the corporate side of things to go, that guy. So when Chelsea Green wins, we can all go, that guy. Yeah, let's all tune in to season 4 of Unreal to really stick it to Michael Hayes and see what Michael Hayes has to say. Everyone in Unreal is a character. It's not a real backstage look. It's not a real documentary. Michael Hayes is playing a character on Unreal. He is the villain of Unreal. And they paid off the villainy of Unreal with Chelsea Green and saying that line. You think, listen, at the end of the day, Chelsea Green, if she were to actually legitimately call out an executive like that, it's not a great look for an employee to do that. It's because, Sancho, it's all part of the show. Are you enjoying the show? It's all a work with Michael Hayes. He's the bad guy of the show, and they booked him as such.
Was the last person to call out an executive? Not even a real executive, just a faux executive, just someone in the back wearing a suit with a tie in the truck.
Karrion Kross.
That's right. Where did he go?
Gone. So
out the door.
So how do you feel about what I just said there? Do you think I'm right? I think Michael Hayes is playing the character of the bad guy in Unreal for the booking team and giving us somebody to lift our pitchforks to and be mad at.
I know you don't watch Unreal, but there is a lot of those John Cena's I really thought that I could be this for wrestling as a heel. You're like, come on. They asked you, John, and you said yes. Let's be real. They asked you that, hey, Cody's not turning heel. Can you turn heel? Sure, I'll do it. That's what went down. Not this whole mystique and aura of, I wanted to see what could happen if I went heel story. And then Triple H going, hey, man, John Cena wanted to go heel. Sure. Yeah. And then when them going, we realized it wasn't working and we're losing tickets, so we're going to go ahead and go babyface. I believe that, but I don't believe it to be like this internal awakening. It's more of oh my God, we don't know how to end this because Travis Scott and Dwayne's gone. So let's just go ahead and just get out of it. Remember, that was the ripcord. We don't have The Rock. We don't have Travis Scott to end this story. Let's go back to babyface. And no, what they tell us on Unreal, we were really killing wrestling. So we just decided to get out of it. And we can't have any good matches. Oh my God. Yes, Unreal is just the gaslighting of the WWE fan.
I agree. Let's kind of pivot here, still SummerSlam related. So we had the Fatal 4-Way, which was originally just a singles match between Finn Balor and Sami Zayn that got turned in.
There's more.
There's more, dude. It's the epitome of that meme. First, we had Gunther get added. Shout out to Gunther for doing double duty at SummerSlam. And then we had a fourth person get added. I didn't say it was only adding one more person. Kevin Owens' music hits. Looking like Odysseus himself, looking awesome. Yeah, man. Man. What a needed return. This goes with the feeling like I'm rejuvenated, refilled, man. Like I just got a nice shot of collagen into my veins. Kevin Owens.
You were gonna say butt. Yeah, you were gonna say butt.
It's nice to have a healthy looking butt. BBL. I attribute Kevin Owens's absence as one of the turning points in WWE becoming boring and formulaic, because Kevin Owens just added such range to every show that he was a part of, every feud that he was a part of. So having him back is just such a nice treat and a pleasant surprise, because I really thought that we were not going to see him back, potentially ever, or at the very least for much longer than this. So it's nice to see him back. And what I've had to let sink in now is that now I'm getting what I think is my dream feud. Kevin Owens versus CM Punk is legitimately my dream feud. We never got that feud in Ring of Honor. When Punk was in WWE, Kevin Owens wasn't there yet.
Yeah.
And then once Punk left, Kevin Owens was there. And then once Punk returned, he got injured. And then once Punk returned from that injury, it wasn't that much long after that Kevin Owens got injured. So they've been star-crossed lovers. They've not been able to really cross paths and start that feud. What is that from? Star-crossed lover. That's Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah. The star-crossed lovers. Dude, I am over the moon excited for this. This is why I wanted CM Punk to win the WWE Championship, because Cody has already been the champion and or chasing the championship on Friday Night SmackDown for years now at this point, and Punk winning gave us the ability to explore new storylines, new feuds. I just didn't think this was on the table. I thought it was like Punk and Trick, Punk and Finn, Punk and maybe Johnny Gargano, Punk and frickin' Sami Zayn as a proper feud. I just didn't think that this, it's like when you look on the menu, it's like, whoa, didn't know you guys had this now. That's awesome. That's great. Please give me 5 plates of this. And that's CM Punk versus Kevin Owens for me. I am beyond excited for this. He's our new number 1 contender. So I pass the buck up to you. Thoughts on the return of Kevin Owens? And do you have any additional thoughts there about, it seeming like Sami Zayn and or Finn Balor kind of got screwed out of their moment here?
Well, I feel like that Kevin Owens returning was not only that and all the things you said, but his ability just to do cannonball. We're like, okay, his neck is okay if he's doing this spot. And then he does a swanton, another swanton, a swanton to the outside, a swanton on some knees. I was like, this dude is like as if he's not hurt at all. It's insane. It is kind of crazy. He has that Kurt Angle lean now, right? You notice that? Like he no longer has like his head up, his neck is a little bit forward. So he has that curve because of the surgery. But for him to go 2,000% right out the gate to let everybody know, like, I am good to wrestle, don't worry about me, it's great. Now we all are going to forever for the rest of our life go like, his neck, oh my God, his neck for
it's
all
Derrick
time.
Rose. It's the Derrick Rose effect.
And same thing with Daniel Bryan, right? Oh my God. Or now with Randy, right? Randy in his back. So like it's going to be insane, right? Insane to me for everything in regards to what's going down with Kevin Owens. And I cannot wait as well because you said it yourself. Dream matches are back on the table. And I think when you had a CM Punk come back from AEW, you're like, yes, we have dream matches. Hey, we got a lot of people you could go with. And that's what I'm looking forward to this as well. And that's what to go back to the new generation. There's a lot of dream matches to be had that we're not getting yet that I think that WWE always had that potential to bank on. And when the John Cena retirement tour, the reason why that lasted so well is there was the promise of dream matches, and we got some of those dream matches. So if the WWE could rekindle that fire with Kevin Owens returning, which you said we thought that would never happen, I think the reason why you enjoyed it is because like the human spirit is always something you could root for. The thing that it was going to be over, never happen again, but the human spirit, the love of the game keeps him into it because Kevin Owens didn't have to do that. Kevin Owens can be like, look, dude, I got lucky. I got my neck. I have kids. I want to live my life and continue going, but the passion for the business keeps him going. And I think the moment was the cherry on top for me was the post show when he hugged Big E, right? And Big E was like, kind of like, hey, dude, you kind of did it for both of us almost because Big E's injury has the one that made him retire, and Kevin Owens was facing that same fate before. So Kevin Owens is great, and I think what you kind of to top it all off as well is that he is that wild card, and he will say anything, and he will try anything. Remember, he was cutting promos in his car, and that was like at first, I was like, oh, this is kind of different, and then it was like, oh, I look forward to these segments because it feels unfiltered, and I feel like Kevin Owens is the kind of guy that would come up with that type of spot.
Yeah, dude. SmackDown is so stacked. We've already talked about it a little bit earlier, but just adding Kevin Owens to the picture, and I think this feud with CM Punk is going to be out of this world. Like, just think about the promos that these guys are going to be able to provide. And, more than anything, it was SmackDown that needed a jolt of life. Like, Raw has been okay. SmackDown has been bad. I mean, you review SmackDown, right?
Whoa,
like,
hey, whoa.
I'm not saying the reviews are bad. Reviews are still A tier. I'm saying the show hasn't been great.
Hey, 2 hours has been nice, okay? First off.
Oh, it's nice because you get to leave early, not because it's been good.
Hey, I get an hour back of my life. I get to go to the gym. I get to go to the review, and I still get to see the misses. It's all great on my side. You know what I mean? We all know that's like it's kind of nice to like get a release an hour early. I think what was hurting SmackDown, and I've said this before in my reviews, and I said it here, is just like the 3 hours were so stretched, and even the 3 hours they were doing a lot of filler things that it didn't need to happen. I like the show at 2 hours because it's lean, it's mean, and moves fast. They move in and out of promos and programs pretty quickly. They have fast backstage segment that gets straight to the point. And I think when you have all these all-stars, I think it just means all the ingredients, like we talked about at the beginning, are better. It's not necessarily that SmackDown has been bad. It's just like they've been in the holding pattern for such a long time, waiting for something to happen. And we did have a good opportunity with Kit Wilson. They didn't capitalize on that. I think that made some bad too, because SmackDown, there's really nothing happening. We finally like Kit Wilson. They don't do anything with Kit Wilson. And when Danhausen comes over, guess what? We take Danhausen off and he's on Monday Night Raw. So it's like there's so many of those things that we have been enjoying, and now it keeps SmackDown is always a show that things get taken away from eventually. Like we lost LA Knight. Remember that, man? We had LA Knight over here on SmackDown. Now he's on Monday Night, but now we have everything. We got all the accoutrements. We got all the prize bulls. You know what I mean? We got them all, brother.
It feels like this is the first time where like SmackDown is must watch. I've been like kind of dreading sitting through SmackDowns because it's just not been good. Even though it's only 2 hours, a lot of the episodes have felt like a waste of 2 hours, like a waste of my time. Like, oh man, I was better off doom scrolling than watching this episode of Friday Night SmackDown. I feel like we've had a few of those, unfortunately. Like when we get those pre-recorded episodes, bro, I love it because I just watch the VOD and I skim through and I watch that episode in 20 minutes instead of the 2 hours that I've been forced to sit through. But now I feel like SmackDown is must watch when you look at the names that are on there. Chelsea Green being the women's WWE champion. Hopefully we get the push of JC Jane, who looks like she's going to be going after the United States Championship. Blake Monroe, maybe post SummerSlam here, will be doing something. Obviously we have the pending return of Rhea Ripley as well to add even more star power. But that men's scene, that men's scene is absolutely freaking insane. Is SmackDown now must watch, Sancho?
You know, it has been because I'm the A Show, baby, and the A Show reviewer, baby. I think it has been, for me, it was must watch for Finn Balor. I like Finn Balor.
Okay.
Finn Balor's win for Finn Balor, right? That was always fun.
Sure.
And then Melo had those open challenges. You know, that was fun. I think when SmackDown stopped being must watch was that Mania season. It was a rough Mania season for SmackDown. And we were like, why'd you take the belt off of Melo? He's been doing great. Why'd you do that? We were enjoying that. And then at the same time, you had the undisputed title being like in a weird point with Cody. So now that Cody's not I'm not saying I'm not blaming Cody for all this. Like, let's slow down. I like QB1. Let's talk SummerSlam, that Guile helmet. Come on, dog.
Sick.
And
I liked it.
He came out with the Guile theme. You know, I'm not saying they watch our show, but it's pretty Sancho coded, you know, because I've been playing the Guile theme every time Cody comes out. Did you know that?
I did know that, yeah.
Yeah, that was my bit. That's my bit that they take. Is it must watch now? Of course. Was it must watch then? It had its moments. You had to look forward to at least one thing, and it was usually the mid card for SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, I think we can kind of like go through the list here of things that happened at SummerSlam. Actually, before we do that, you know, talking about things that got rejuvenated with SmackDown, Raw's women division got insanely rejuvenated. We had the return of Stephanie Vaquer, Becky Lynch, both seeming to be gunning after Liv Morgan. You think she might go to SmackDown. I think she's going to Raw. I think around the corner we have Naomi returning to this division as well. I think that's where she's going to go. I think the women's, it's kind of crazy, dude. I feel like in the span of 3 days, Liv Morgan's championship reign has been better in the past 3 days than it's been in the previous 100 plus days that she was champion. And again, I don't know if it's World Cup or what it was, but you have to then somebody's got to raise the question, like, why didn't we use Liv Morgan? Why didn't we use Io Sky more? Why didn't we, deploy some of the talent that we weren't using to give Liv Morgan at the very least some stopgap feuds to build up her championship reign even more going into SummerSlam? Because that SummerSlam match, I think it's one of the best SummerSlam opening matches of all time. Like it's exactly what you want out of an opening match. Not too long, fast paced from beginning to end. I love that match. I thought it was fantastic. Blending wrestling styles, so good. So like, why did they not use Liv Morgan for that entire time? And all of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, go balls to the wall. I do think it is World Cup, dude. I do think that they were just afraid of that giant that is FIFA that was just taking all the eyeballs left, right, and center because they were on during the times that WWE was on. Internationally, it was going to take all the eyeballs from WWE. So there's a positive byproduct of the World Cup ending. Our women's division, they're finally trying, because I'm genuinely pumped for this. Whether it's Stephanie versus Becky, freaking dream match for me right there. Whether it's the follow-up of Vakata Liv that they didn't really get a chance, triple threat, whatever it might be. You add Naomi into the mix here in the coming months. The Monday Night Raw women's division now also becomes must-see post SummerSlam. That's why, it's not just like, it was a good SummerSlam, so I feel rejuvenated. No, it was a good SummerSlam. And then all of the parts of WWE that were struggling, all of a sudden they had the leaks in the dam get fixed. And now it feels like we can roar at 100 miles an hour.
I do find it fascinating that Becky Lynch didn't really say anything different. Becky Lynch was herself, and she was getting babyface pops. And when she said, and that's just not me, that's not me saying it. And then everybody just popped for that. Like, it was like, before everyone would just boo and
I like the touch of her. I like the touch of her not saving Sol Ruka, not saving Sulky Soul.
Like,
I actually love that. Yeah.
Just walking out to it just normally. And shout out to, I've mentioned this before, Roxy and Sol Ruka. They had a great match. I like that Sol Ruka had some aggressive nature to her, and I think that works so much better for her wrestling style. It was like engaging to watch until all the way in. So when you had Becky call Liv Morgan a glorified valet, call her out for not even being the best champion that's ever slept with Dominic Mysterio.
What a line.
What a line, right? What a line.
Even Liv laughed. She broke character there, yeah.
And then calling out that she didn't have a 100 defense into the 100 days. I like all that, right? And I like how she went to Raquel. I'm not here for that. I already made that. I'm here for this. And all that was just really good. And yeah, I think when you have everything firing on all cylinders, it just proves to me, I will still not give the WWE out of World Cup. They should still showcase them, put them out there. And I feel like the match with the match having that banger of a match that went through like at least 10 minutes or so, and then having the capsize with the entire thing of the women's division, and then being out, like it felt like when AEW had Kenny Omega, and then out comes Adam Cole, and like, oh cool, yay, and then boom, out comes Bryan Danielson, like, oh my god, that was fun. Oh, Becky's back, sick, and then bam, that's gotta be Kane. Stephanie Vaquera's back, and that was
Stephanie Kane.
Ah, god dang. So it was a good amplification, and it could show you that you could push the heat in the women's division. It'll keep going up, and I'm excited for all aboard. And the only thing is, I am intrigued because you talked about the division. We didn't get to talk about it, but freaking Haku is back too in the SmackDown division. Dang, dude, and he just makes him instantly cooler. He just adds that like legacy to it. And I was looking at the review for my SummerSlam. I was like, dude, we easily could have took Trick and Baron Corbin off of the show on SummerSlam. I understand Trick needs to be at PLEs. We could have put that on SmackDown and then put that MFT, the War Raiders versus Wepa Truth. We would have been like, why is this on SummerSlam for the two titles? We could have had all that and then have Haku debut at SummerSlam, being part of the mother effing Tongans. Like, damn, that would have been like, in my opinion, perfect. But I'm excited for the SmackDown division on the tag team side as well.
Yeah, dude, there's a lot to like right now, which is, again, it goes to that opening monologue of like, this is the most excited that I've been.
Oh yeah, you like the vision? You like the vision?
No, that can die. That can die as a storyline. You know what? Let's talk about this, dude. So Obafemi and Braun Breaker, when they had that face off, I was so like, it made me upset seeing Theory and Maxine in the background. It's like, get out of this shot. Move. Go feud with Tozawa. Nobody wants you here.
And then Austin Theory was like, hey man. You're like, get out of here.
Get out, dude. You're not part of this. You're not invited. You're not part of the next generation. Get out.
The next generation of Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. Not you. What I liked about that is this new story with Braun Breaker, that he's just all of a sudden fixated, lasered focus, and he's just in a trance that he wants Obafemi. Like, he's realizing that should have been him. This is the guy.
Yeah.
This was his life. This was his journey. This was his path, and it was taken from him. And I loved when Paul Heyman, where they gaslit us again with the with the Brock Lesnar videotape retirement. But I'm like, wait a minute.
By the
I
way,
heard he's-
the exact same one, the exact same music. I said that. I'm like, first and foremost, Godsmack. I freaking love that. I love that song specifically. So I'm like, I will always remember when WWE plays that.
Yeah.
And like they played this immediately after WrestleMania, like to a T.
Yeah, and I sat there like, wait. And anyway, when Paul Heyman goes up to him and Braun Breaker's like, "Where's Oba?" And he's like, "I don't know." He's like, "Oh, okay, sure. Enjoy your new friend." I'm like, yes, this is where Braun Breaker should feel like he's been discarded like the Woody toy that he is, and he should be on a war path to get back what was his. And I'm hoping, like you said, the victim of all this is Austin Theory and Maxine Dupree, which I do feel giving Maxine Dupree to Austin Theory is that lifeboat, brother. It keeps him afloat. You know what I mean? He doesn't just get discarded completely. And then add on top of that, Grayson Waller on the NXT pipe bomb, calling him out too. I think there's legs there too. And I think Grayson Waller in NXT, just to touch on that lightly, will be great for Grayson Waller. And I think that all that going forward is another thing to be excited for if you're in NXT, and especially when you got Cruz Montana out there too. So there's some things moving on all fronts. It feels like if the WWE had a meeting or whatever, a summit, talking about what happened over this past couple of weeks, this past month, they were like, all right, now we're moving all fronts and we're making progress at least. I can't think of anything too overly negative. I think if you were trying to look at SummerSlam as a whole, you would probably think it's Danhausen and the treatment of Dominic Mysterio. Probably would be the only thing that a lot of people have been harping on. What say you about Danhausen and Domino Mysterious?
I love that somebody called him on Twitter dominated Mysterio because he's just getting owned wherever it is that he does. I don't love that that's what Dominic Mysterio is doing. Danhausen is Danhausen. I have no problem with Danhausen being Danhausen and doing his thing and the mini Hausens and all that stuff. I just think it's the right dance partner, Dominic Mysterio, because he works really well in that world of the silly. But it's the right dance partner at the wrong time, because we're trying to build to this guy being this mega mind level villain over in AAA. It's very reminiscent of what they were doing with El Grande Americano, where he was this beloved hero over in AAA, but yet on the main roster, they're booking him like the cowardly heel. It just didn't make any sense. It's just, I don't like that the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. And it's such a major show that we're building towards with AAA. It's the biggest show of the year for them. It's going to be one of their biggest matches of all time. So to have Dominic Mysterio be taking an on a pole match loss to Danhausen, I think it's crazy. I think it's double crazy that you don't then try to do damage control and fix it on the following episode of Monday Night Raw, and you have him lose again and take the pin again. I'm concerned about Dominic Mysterio. I said in my Raw review on patreon.com/Santi's app that it feels like the only thing that could save him right now is just disappearing from the main roster and focusing only on AAA for a while and coming back, whether he's lost the title to El Grande Americano or whatever. You know, you've talked about sometimes going away for a little while is good for the soul. Good, you know, it's like chicken soup for a wrestler. I think that's what we need right now.
How old are you?
I think that's what we need right now for Dominic.
I haven't heard that book in a while, dude. They
Chicken
had
soup for the
soup
soul.
for the soul for everything, right?
Yeah,
For
man.
moms, for dad.
I never read one of those chicken soup for the soul books. Did you?
Chicken soup for the soul, the pro wrestling edition.
Yeah, dude. The lesson there: go away for a bit, come back, be missed, and maybe there'll be something new for you when you come back. Because it's crazy the dichotomy between the two shows and how they're treating Dominic Mysterio. I've got no justification here for him losing that on a pole match.
Ah, man. I don't know. Otis is gone now. You're going to miss him? You're going to miss Big Otis?
Wait, why is he gone?
Remember he got hurt by the Vision. He got speared to oblivion.
Oh, okay. So it's not like, okay, yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. No, I don't care. I don't care about anything to do with the Vision.
What about Royce Keys? He's going to be gone for a while. Got destroyed by.
You're sure about that? That exact same thing happened to Braun Strowman. at Saturday
Let's
night's
go.
main event, and then a week later he shows up at the Rumble, no problems, and eliminates Jacob Fatu. So I don't know. Those blood pill segments with Jacob Fatu sometimes feel a little bit non-canon. Other stuff that happened at SummerSlam that's worth talking about. I'd love to get your thoughts on Nick Aldis and his performance on SummerSlam Night 1. Don't tap. I'm asking you because you're the pro, right? WWE
Right?
knocked on your door and said, we need your expert analysis. And you said, don't tap.
Like this.
Yeah. You posed in everything.
I like Nick Aldis, but when we talked about just previously about SmackDown, there is just no room for the guy on wrestling, right? There's just nothing he can do. I like the idea of him regaining his authority by screwing over Sammy and Gunther all over again at SummerSlam. I thought he did great. I enjoyed the match. I just know that the WWE was gun shy because of Pat McAfee. If Pat McAfee match never happened, Nick Aldis could have been that Pat McAfee character, withstanding multiple headlock, sleeper holds, standing up and all that stuff. Pat McAfee got all that. If Pat McAfee never had that match against Gunther, Nick Aldis gets all that, and we would be like off to the races with Nick Aldis in terms of like he should wrestle more. I would love to see him wrestle more. I know he said in the interview that he did get blown up. I could tell right away that he got blown up because it's just all that adrenaline. But dude, he looked great. He looked he looked bigger than Gunther.
He was bigger than Gunther. Yeah.
Right? I was like, damn. And I just love his vibe. The way he walked out with this jacket and this towel, I was like, dude, this is something that I've been missing in wrestling for a long time. I just miss that style of wrestler that just looks like that and just looks so suave. And he was cool, man. And I think that the WWE, if they don't ever put him back in the ring, I feel like he will always have, at least he would have that moment that he competed at a major PLE in the WWE, got a big pop, had his family there. But they will always regret. I would feel regretful that he never got another run because he deserves it. I think he proved his worth. And we'll talk about a tryout, right? And it's SummerSlam and a PLE. I think he passed with flying colors and he deserves another shot at it, even though I know he's a great GM. Dude, anybody could be a GM, really. You don't really need someone as that caliber to be a GM. It's overkill to have a GM like Nick Aldis. Eventually, I see Nick Aldis being better, and I'm hoping give him a story that involves him getting back in the ring again. He said that he will never say never and that he will always be ready and that if things change, he will change. But I thought it was a bummer that for them to be like, hey, I need you to be a GM again. But obviously they did it for the SummerSlam. But wait, there's more moment. But as the Nick Aldis face, yes, that was great. It was good for Nick Aldis.
I agree. I think it was a really great performance. I think what they're planning on doing with Nick Aldis is he's the guy that they can call off the bench at any moment, right? Without needing to make programs for him every single week. I think that, like, for example, I'll tell you, like, I do think there's a potential logical path for a match with him down the line, not that far away, maybe in a few months, maybe at the start of the year, maybe WrestleMania. I don't know. Sami Zayn.
Rumble entrance?
Not because I don't think he's going to ever be used as like, hey, you're a traditional wrestler that's gunning for glory, winning championships. I think you might get in the ring because you have problems with people backstage or whatever. And now that you've done it with Gunther, put him in their place. And I think Sami Zayn is going to be a character that's going to be getting in his face here for the next couple of months. Because I'm going to be honest, Sami Zayn has a case. He got screwed. He got screwed. Finn Balor got screwed too in the grand scheme of things when you really think about it. But this works so well with the Sami Zayn character. And now that Punk is going to be busy with Kevin, that Finn Balor, who I think he's going to end up feuding with Gunther, which I think could end up being pretty good.
That was a good moment to have ring too.
I think that Sami Zayn's warpath goes through Nick Aldis, like logically, right? So I think they want the ability to like, hey, we don't have somebody for you from an in-ring perspective, Sami Zayn, but we have a Nick Aldis, and we could maybe, if this gets enough heat and enough excitement, we could maybe pay that off and ask Nick Aldis to come out of retirement one more time and have a match with you. And I think people would be really pumped for that. That's how I think they're going to be using Nick Aldis. In a kind of similar way to Brock Lesnar. Oh, he's retired. Never said he's retired. But I think Lesnar just wants to not say he's retired so that he could come back at any moment and get his bag and have his one-off match and use him how they want to use him. That's how I think they're going to be moving forward with Nick Aldis. Not a full-time performer, but a full-time character. And if something gains a spark while he's a full-time character, they'll do a match.
Plus, at the same time, you could easily have a feud with the GM because it's all backstage.
Yeah.
All backstage.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can have the feud that leads to a match, or maybe it doesn't lead to a match. But again, you gauge it, right? How hot did this get with these backstage segments? Is it worth doing a match? I think the Gunther stuff got hot, so it's like, okay, yeah, let's do a match. Maybe the Sami Zayn stuff gets really hot as well, and maybe they end up doing a match. Maybe they don't.
Guess what, player? You're going to face The Undertaker.
What else is there from Chelsea Green? Let's talk about that. I'm pumped. What an out of left field decision, because that is not who I thought that they were going to go with. I thought they were going to go with something a little bit more established, like a Jade or a Charlotte.
Brock Lesnar's music was going to hit.
It's not impossible. Wouldn't have been impossible. Could have happened.
Could have happened.
Would have been in definitely the playbook. But
Yep.
I just love that Chelsea Green won, because it's like, dude, it's such a low pressure championship reign, with it being an interim championship, that like you might as well experiment. Why not? What's the harm? You can always pivot away and do something else. I hope she has a better reign than like Sami Zayn, more than 9 days. But I felt the same way about Sami Zayn. Like, sure, why not? Let's try it. Let's do something new. What's the worst that could happen? And that, I feel like it is a full win-win situation here with Chelsea Green. I don't think anything can ruin this, because we're already in the black. We're already winners by simply having Chelsea Green win. It reminds me of like, hey, you said, so I'm going to quote you here. You said you would be fine if LA Knight wins the world championship, even if it means him getting cashed in instantly, right? That's you being in the black. You won. You got the thing. You got the world championship. And that's where I think we're at with Chelsea Green. She could lose it on Friday, and I'll be like, at least she won the world championship.
I would have to say this, though. Chelsea has to have a great promo out the gate. I think her State of the Union thing she had a United States title holder was not that great.
That was bad.
That kind of that really dampened her vibe a little bit, because they went for the moon for that. But I think if Chelsea just cuts a promo as Chelsea, I think we're going to be fine. I know she can do it. Let her be herself as much as possible, because the in-ring's there. She has the belt. Give her matches. Let her have, and I know this is a far-fetched thing to say, give her a Darby Allin run, dude. Give her Darby Allin. Let her put out banger recluser type matches with a lot of slew of talent, even a Kiana James. Let her just wrestle anybody she can on SmackDowns for like a good stretch, and then we would say Chelsea Green had a great title reign when Rhea Ripley returns, and let her put up a big fight against Rhea Ripley. Like that in itself is going to be a W all around. Imagine it became Chelsea Green with a Blake Monroe feud in between, that'd be fun. Like, and it wouldn't hurt Blake Monroe to lose, because it's her first like feud out the gate. And I'd be like, okay, cool. We established Chelsea as defending title holder, and Blake Monroe could have that obsession. By the way, do not watch Obsession when you're going to bed. I kid you not. I basically woke up and went to sleep, went to sleep when the character woke up and went to sleep, and the girlfriend was there, Nikki. I was like, this is messing with me so badly right now. That movie is a mind trip, brother, to watch when you're dozing off. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah, it's a great movie.
Dude, I need to watch. I got to watch it because I didn't watch it basically, but it was so terrifying to wake up into those bedroom scenes with them and be like, wake up and go back and wait. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah, you
Cool
should.
Premise.
Yeah, you should absolutely like give yourself like the time to watch that movie properly. It's incredible. Have you watched the Odyssey yet?
No, I haven't watched Odyssey yet. I haven't watched it yet.
That's a chore. It's a chore. It's an amazing movie, but like that's a big ask. You're asking you have to take like 4 hours out of your day if you're going to go to the theater and then watch a 3-hour movie and then come back. It's a tall ask.
And then people wanted me to watch Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's because, I've been hunting these sprites in Fortnite. Look, Santi, look at me. I have to say this to the people wrestling is cool. You had one job. Blake Monroe tweeted out that she needed help finding sprites. And I said, I'm your guy, Blake Monroe. I'm your guy to help you find the sprites in Fortnite. And none of you backed me up. None of you said that I'm the best Fortnite player to get the job done. And I have not yet got a friend request from Blake Monroe. You had one job, wrestling community. One job to back your boy up, because I am that guy. I am the only guy in the world that talks wrestling and plays Fortnite. You know why? Because Fortnite, Epic Games even said so. They were looking for ambassadors, and there was only one person tweeting Fortnite and wrestling. Me, baby, me. So Blake Monroe, You want need help find sprites? I'm your guy. I'll bring Santi along too. Let's do it.
No, I won't.
Come on, Santi.
I'll be in
These
the
sprites
voice
are
chat.
awesome.
I'll be in the voice chat.
Hey.
How long are diamonds for? What else happened? Let me pull up the SummerSlam card real quick. Okay, so we had Liv Morgan beat Io Sky. We basically talked about the LA Knight stuff and winning the 6-man tag match.
If you want to hear a very in-depth review, we have it on Patreon as well, and Santi has it on his YouTube channel. Patreon has the footage as well, and I have it on my YouTube channel for my thoughts. But
yeah, tons of thoughts that are already available for you for SummerSlam, which is why like we're didn't with like sit down and like review SummerSlam. It's like you guys have already heard so much about SummerSlam already. Instead, we're like kind of piecemealing it and grabbing certain pieces from SummerSlam and giving thoughts. We talked about Gunther and Aldis. Fatal Influence. I mean, we had the dude so unlucky. Unlucky.
A broken shoulder blade, dude.
That's messed up. Yeah, that's a brutal injury. Dude, their timing is brutal because you had Brie returns and then Nikki gets hurt, right? Nikki returns and then Brie gets hurt. I think they were setting up the Bellas versus Paige and AJ Lee. You know, just a full-blown Divas era tag team feud.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah. I feel really good about that prediction too, because SmackDown, CM Punk is on SmackDown. That being said, let's say that is the plan. Like you can't run anymore. You can't run that play anymore because you can have Nikki get a different partner, but it just won't hit the same. That would have hit because it was the Divas era, like everyone from the Butterfly Championship era.
I mean, you could bring back Natty, sure.
Yeah, it just won't hit the same. It wouldn't hit the same. Sure, I think here the play is just run Paige and Nikki singles feud. I think that people will tune into that and either save AJ Lee for later or just pivot and do something else with her.
A triple threat, maybe?
But for what? There's no title there.
The Divas title. The modern Divas. Bring it back.
Bring it back. Yeah, that's what everyone's been asking for, that title to come back.
Well, I think where the WWE could have taken the lesson to where rather than Nikki stick to the script of, hey, you took my spot, even though I asked you to take my spot type of situation.
Yeah.
Rather than that be the catalyst of the heel turn, blaming Paige for getting her sister hurt. Like that would have been like she was under your watch. You let her right. That
would have required some hella good improv,
right? Yeah. I would have let Fatal Influence have their moment in the ring and then have the heel turn happen backstage. But that's a lot of moving pieces that you can't move all at once. It is a monkey's paw type of situation, but I truthfully just want Paige to be, maybe Paige is Chelsea's first battle. Like just get Paige in singles matches, dude, because when Paige gets those hot tags, that's what I want more of, man. But I don't know. Do you think Paige world title holder is possible, or is that just no?
No, that's just not anything's possible with Chelsea. That was the beauty of Sami Zayn being champion. Like, dude, anybody could freaking beat this guy. That's the beauty of Chelsea Green. I think anybody can beat her. That's the beauty of it being an interim championship, because you can experiment like crazy, because you could just pivot back to Chelsea Green, back to Rhea Ripley at any moment, whenever you want, whenever she's ready to come back. Absolutely. I think you could run Paige being a WWE Women's Champion in an interim. Why not? I think this is the perfect time to pull the trigger on something like that. To talk about that like improv pivot, they could just retcon and make that the reason on SmackDown.
Right.
And it'll be fine.
They always do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Brock Lesnar didn't retire at Mania, but he did.
But he did it. And now he's actually retiring. So now we're going to use that same retirement thing, the same Godsmack song. Stand alone.
Can you imagine being the video guy? Hey, we need a video retire. Oh, I got the perfect thing for you. Here we go. Oh my God, dude. You know what is interesting? I want to say this real quick. People ask, how did I get on Monday Night Raw? Right? How did my reaction got on Monday Night Raw? One, they don't go on Twitch. I don't think they go on Twitch to pull VODs. They don't. They go on YouTube.
Disagree. I privated mine on YouTube and they got mine.
Well, but you're Santi, right? Okay. They'll go for you. They'll look for you.
Okay,
right?
okay.
No one's looking for moi. They're not looking for me. But I think because I have my YouTube video has no audio, and from the WWE, it never gets copyright blocked. It's like readily available if you just search it and it pops up. So I think that's how they found me. Did they pay me? No. They didn't pay me. Did they reach out to me? No. So I'm not a WWE club member like Santi. Santi, what merch did you get? We actually, forgot on the rundown. Maxine Dupree, a WWE club exclusive show. You saw it. She did Pilates. What's your review as the Mr. Club WWE?
I didn't watch it. I'm not in Club WWE.
Yes, you are. You're
no, I'm not.
One. Yes, you are. Yes,
dude. The amount of people that went up to me, it's becoming the new oil up Santi. I hate it.
Hey, AI says it. You know, AI don't lie.
No, never. Dude, what does that say about our society that Sancho West can manipulate Google's AI with lies, with one freaking tweet into thinking that I'm actually the founding member of Club WWE? That's scary. That is scary.
Embrace it. Just like, hell yeah, I am Club WWE.
That's so dumb.
What's funny is I think Alan owns his Club WWE. Did you see his post about him going into the SmackDown watch party? They gave him food. They gave him all these things. That's Club WWE.
That's good. Yeah, dude, that's the life right there. I'm not part of it, though.
All I know, dude, is you gave me free food. I'm down to go anywhere.
Dude, I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I'm the same way.
If I go to a place and the food is free and bad, I'd be appreciative, but I won't be happy. I won't be like 100% enthused. But if I go to a place and the food is free and it bangs,
yeah.
Oh, I am a moth to the flame.
I'm the same way, brother. I'll advertise anything. We talked about Oba and Brock. We talked about Kevin Owens returning in the Fatal 4-Way. I mean, Baron Corbin's the new United States champion. You have any thoughts there?
The Meat Master?
The Meat Master. The Master Meater.
That's when wrestling tropes should probably not be done. Where Baron Corbin returning, they always say you have to give him a win to make him stronger. I just felt like the Little Yachty thing. Sometimes with Little Yachty, Trick gets overbooked a little bit, overproduced. I still will say this. I still think Trick has he needs to make some leaps in his in-ring wrestling. Because Baron Corbin and Trick, there was just nothing there to enjoy in the match itself. Like, I enjoy it. You know me, I enjoy a deep six. Oh, you know me, brother.
I love getting deep with the six.
I love a deep six, especially on the outside. All that was awesome. But when Baron Corbin came out in SummerSlam to like a peep, I kid you not, I never heard a stadium, but that's not his fault. You threw a guy out there with three appearances, and one of them was off air to expect him to get a pop at SummerSlam and change his music and change everything about him.
Wait a second. One of them was the return.
Off air.
The other one. So we had the return, a pre-recorded vignette, and then off air. That's crazy. That's crazy.
And then to appear at a major PLE, right, for a championship match with no heat. And that's what I was telling people. And one of the criticisms Triple H gave the entire world, which we never talked about, he's like, I wish people would just focus on the actions of the wrestlers rather than the writers. And I tell Triple H this: why not give Baron Corbin more actions to make me hate him more so I could go, screw you, Baron Corbin? Why have Liv Morgan not have a title defense rather than me blame creatives, have Liv Morgan physically not take any challenges? Like, deny people.
Why have WWE Unreal that shows your creative process?
Right. You know? If you sitting around at a table, right, with a whiteboard and then like having these lies. You think that's filmed before or after the moment?
Oh man, that's a great question.
Right. Right.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt before the moment, but probably maybe not, you know?
Poor Road Dogg. Or Road Dogg.
Dude, he got dragged.
He got dragged, but he was right about Chelsea Green.
He was
right about Chelsea Green. So going back to Baron Corbin, it is interesting how Baron Corbin and Big Bill, Big Cass are used the same way, but for some reason, Big Cass's debut hit harder for me than Baron Corbin. Dude, the dude's bigger, Santi. Yeah. How is he bigger?
You can't teach that.
Big. You can't teach that. And people got to watch out for Big Cass. WWE loves its tall dudes. And that dude, do you think he could knock on the main event?
No.
As that big of a guy?
No, I mean, I told you, dude. I told you, and I ended up being right. He's just replacing Rusev.
Dude, he
That-
says he's here.
right down to the exact position and people that he was feuding with is where they put him. That's. I'm not saying that's his ceiling. That's where he's starting. He might break out of that, but he's there to be the big bad of the mid card.
Cheaper signing.
Yeah,
Than Bruce,
promise you.
Cheaper ask too, like cheaper, like promises, so to speak. But I have to say, I don't mind Big Cass. I'm hoping he breaks through because that was a great promo. That was an intense promo.
I liked it.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm sorry, man. You just got in the way. I'm here to stack bodies." Oh my god.
Yeah. No, I like what they're doing there so far with Big Cass. It looks like there's no room for Enzo at all with this new character. Somebody did say like, hey, he could be the manager and be a goofy manager like Prince Nana to Swerve. I'm like, fair. That's actually a really great example. You can pair the goofy with the really serious. It can work. But I don't know. I don't think that that's going to end up happening. But I'm pumped for Big Cass. He looks like $1 million.
Did you ever think that he could cut a promo that intense though, knowing the way he was in WWE and AEW? No.
That was I think that was a good coming out party for him. That's for sure. And a much better introduction than Baron Corbin, just in general. Reintroduction, yes. I should say.
Yes.
Chad Gable is our new Intercontinental Champion.
Oh, by the way, this is sponsored by Starbucks. Chad Gable.
That's the biggest talking about. Okay, yes, Chad Gable won the Intercontinental Champion. Solid. That being said, oh my God, bro. I was laughing.
Like a fresh drink of Fresca.
I was laughing so hard during the live stream and during the review. It's like, oh my God. I said, wow, what a beautiful full circle moment. You have him finally winning the title against the guy that sent him down the spiral. You got his family with his kids. Remember, they were crying when he wasn't able to win the IC championship, and now they're happy. Yeah. His parents are there in front of his hometown. Oh, yeah. If only he had a couple mug root beers. If only. And then the dog came out with the mug root beers. I'm like, perfection. There we go. We really, really brought it home. Cinema.
Dude, I thought that I was looking at the dog's. I was like, those are some tight jeans. Didn't you think he was gonna like reveal himself as like somebody and then attack?
I was wondering the same thing. I'm like, why is this dog in human clothes? I figured the mascot would be, head to toe, mascot outfit, not, wearing some tight jeans, a shirt, and just a bulldog head. Yeah.
Oh, it's like he's dressed like Chris Van Vliet out here. Dog. What are you doing out here? I mean, Chris Van Vliet was gone tonight too. I thought maybe. Man, I was like, why? Like, why?
Yeah, that was funny.
But then I go like, oh man, it's TKO, dude. This shit. But hey, I think he probably got paid, right? Don't they?
They do pay if you're part of certain sponsorships. We did learn that.
Hey, he got his family flew, like whatever, and then I get it. I still think that was not Chad Gable's best match against Luchadors. Vikingo at Worlds Collide was so much better, right? Because it was the main event. I feel the only thing that they didn't do, which they redid on Monday night, they kind of just like they made Penta feel like he was a strong champion, tapping out and all that. It doesn't, like you said that they need to reestablish tapping out. I agree. It doesn't hurt him. It doesn't make Penta look weak, but I felt like Penta should have been a harder heel to overcome, and then give me at least like a false finish or two out of there, just a little bit. But I understand the false finishes were saved for Roman and Rollins.
Sure. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about Roman and Rollins before we end the show. I love this match. I think it's WWE's new match of the year over CM Punk and Roman Reigns. I don't think it's
over match versus match.
No. That's a different little pocket universe.
Oh, you said WWE.
Yeah. Specifically, like main roster. I think this is their best match of the year. I think at face value, it's just a good match. They had some slow, gradual build-up, what you expect out of a Roman Reigns match, dude. The false finishes were insane. The homage to Dean Ambrose and the Shield, I thought was really, really well done. I love that they actually said Dean Ambrose. I love that we had the lunatic lariat, the dirty deeds.
Dirty deeds.
Yeah, I love that we had stolen finishers, Seth hitting the spear, Roman hitting the stomp. I love that we had Shield reference galore, the power bombs. Dude, it was just a good match, and it just told such a good story. I said in my review, that this is this generation's Triple H versus Undertaker end of an era. Like, if you grew up watching The Shield and Roman Reigns, if you were like 12, 13, 14, and you grew up and you became an adult alongside seeing these two's careers go parallel to one another, you probably got emotional watching this match because that match was made for you. That was a match where they were saying like, hey, Shield fans, Roman, Seth fans, we see you, we hear you, we acknowledge you. This one's for you guys. In a very similar vein that for the Attitude Era fans, hey, this Hell in a Cell match, end of an era, Taker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, special guest referee. This one's for you guys. We hear you, we see you, we remember you. Thank you for sticking with us for all those years. In a similar vein, how I felt about John Cena and AJ Styles. They didn't have this like super long-lasting parallel feud and careers with one another, but it was like this celebration of their individual careers. So the people like myself that grew up, became adults, parallel to the careers of both of those guys, that hit home. It was, we see you, we hear you, this one's for you. So from that perspective, if you're a Shield fan, I bet you freaking love this match. I love this match as a match. And I am a Shield fan, but I didn't have that come up with the Shield, right? I was already an old dude, 19, 20 years old by the time the Shield came around. But I bet, if you were younger, you were probably tearing up by watching this match, because that was for you.
What I liked about it is they kind of snuck this story in because it felt like it was so surface level. Yeah. And they had all the vignettes. They had all the vignettes and all that stuff. I was like, sure. But it just felt like, hey, we need Roman to have a big match at SummerSlam. Let's just throw in Rollins because it just came out of nowhere. Even LA Knight called it a, hey, brother. They had all that, right? So I was like, oh, this is just a solid match for Roman. I was right about they were rewriting Roman's legacy of him winning on his own and making sure he got rid of all the monsters. Commentary confirmed all that. His past monsters. And so when it got to the moment where they started diving into the Shield, I'm like, yeah, this is what makes a WWE match memorable. This is what takes good graps, brother, into really solid, memorable all-timer matches because you dive into the story. You pull from the story. That was my criticism from night one. They didn't pull that much from stories to make them amplify those matches to make them from good to great. This match went from great to memorable to an all-timer. And I love that it was an ode to the Shield at the end of the day. I was hoping Jedi Dean Ambrose would show up, like the ghost of Dean Ambrose. That'd been sick because they left a little spirit for him there. But overall, great. Roman moves on. Rollins moves on. I hope we could all move on. I think my favorite moment is I think this is what the magic of pro wrestling can do. It could put you in a time machine. It could literally do, like, remember what they had? Cena and Rock. And remember how they would fade it in and out between the past? Remember that? Like, and then with the fat head sitting in the middle, ruining that moment. But that moment, I felt like we faded back into the past with Seth Rollins and the chair incident in WrestleMania 40, and then we faded back into the past with Roman getting hit in the with the chair with it's always Plan B, and then it fades to the present where Roman's at the crossroads. Can he continue down the vicious cycle? Violence begetting violence, eye for an eye, chair shot for a chair shot, and then when Roman had that opportunity to return the chair shot to Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins was begging for it. He's like, come on. Roman said no. He put down the chair, changed the course of the future, and they had a one-on-one match to figure out who was the best, and Roman stood tall. And he did it without the bloodline. So all that was beautifully choreographed and told, and that's why I like that match a lot, because it went through those steps, and that is my favorite kind of wrestling, when it rewards us for the details, and then it has like a nice ending. And someone is critiqued my critique, which is fine to do. This is why I put out things on the internet and you absorb it. They were like, you're too focused on the minor things. But I always say it's the minor things that can make or break a match. The minor things, the time, the length of the match, the run-ins, the finish, all that matters into how we got here. And Roman and Rollins nailed all the details.
I agree. I love this match. I'd love to talk about it more, but we do have to start to wrap things up. Sure. Sancho, let's do new heat order here.
You're going to write it down again? I only have a Crayola. But number one with a bullet, Roman Reigns, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Number two, will you think Oba is number two?
I might go Seth.
Okay. Seth, number two.
Yeah, I think I might go Seth.
Don't leave.
Don't leave. Three. I mean, some names that could be three. LA Knight, Obafemi. Becky Lynch.
Will you put LA Knight over
Nick
Femi?
Aldis. No, that passing of the torch is too big.
Okay.
Yeah,
Will you put Chelsea Green here in the spot?
You know what? Chelsea, yes.
Okay.
It is Chelsea.
Okay.
I think 4 is Oba, 5 Knight.
Whoa. Kevin Owens.
I think Kevin Owens is 1. I think we got to restart. I think Kevin Owens is 1.
There we go. Okay. Kevin Owens, Roman, Seth, Chelsea, Oba, LA Knight. Where we're at now? 7 or 8?
Yes. We're at, Chelsea, Oba, 6, LA Knight.
Okay. 7.
Could we be looking here at like Nick Aldis?
Yeah. Don't tap. 8, 9, and 10. Chad Gable? Or Chad Gable at 7, Nick Aldis at 8.
No, I got Nick Aldis over Chad.
Okay.
I'll go
Chad at 8?
Yeah, Chad at 8 with the root beer. Can I give you a 10? Can I give you a 10 here?
He's getting this over. Oh, yes, Haku's. Out of respect.
Yeah.
But dude, Gable.
He's getting it over. It's getting over. God damn it, it's getting it over.
He's getting it over. So that leaves us with 9er. Anyone for the lady side besides Chelsea?
I mean, I'd go Becky. I'd go Becky here. I think she made a bit more of an impact than Stephanie, but like Stephanie's like this was a tightly contested top 10 this time around. So we had so much go down. Like, dude, we didn't even talk about freaking Randy Orton returning. You know, like Randy Orton, is he on?
Yeah, we didn't talk about CM Punk and Cody. Besides the goggle helmet, man, CM Punk has some bad case of swamp ass that day.
Yeah, he really does. Yeah, he needs to not ever do that moonsault again. He looked like a Beyblade.
You say Beyblade?
A Beyblade. He was like a sideways like helicopter, bro.
I thought the match was fine, but I felt like after that moonsault, Cody had to be concussed or something.
Yeah, that looked like he kind of kneed him in the head, right?
Yeah, like his thigh hit him right in his quad hit him in the leg. It felt like he was just off the whole time.
I think for me, what I'm excited for is that, it's Randy and Cody, and hopefully this time around, it doesn't have the fingers and the identity of TKO trying to market this the way that they want to with Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll, etc. Hopefully this is what we sign up for. This is what we wanted out of Cody and Randy, and not having the title might make that even better because we'll have Cody and we'll have Punk and KO worrying about that.
And Cody's not back in the front of the line. I think that is a W, but I'm hoping that Cody doesn't come out on Friday and pleads his case that he deserves a match. Yeah. I think he just go after Randy.
They're like, sir, your fast pass has expired.
Oh, dude, Tanti, one day we got to do Disney VIP. You and me, your future missus, all just us four, maybe some other cats. We all go to Disneyland, do the VIP. We use our exorbitant price, money from the WWE Club WWE. You and I, dude, we chill out and go to Disneyland.
Dude, we should go to Money in the Bank if it's shaping up to be sick.
In New Orleans? Dog, you don't want to see...
I've never been.
You don't want to see Bourbon Street Sancho, brother.
Bourbon Street? Is he just constantly flashing me?
Oh, I love a good hurricane, brother. Ooh-wee, I love a good hurricane.
All right. At number 10, we have Haku. At number 9, Becky. At number 8, Chad. Number 7, Nick Aldis. Number 6, LA Knight. Number 5, Oba Femi. Number 4, Chelsea Green. Number 3, Seth Rollins. Number 2, Roman Reigns. And number 1, Kevin Owens. I have to be quick here, so I'm going to be reading the names right now. Folks, thank you guys very much for watching and listening to this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. An extra special thank you, of course, goes out to our $15 patrons. They are the producers of the show, and as such, get their names read out on the air. So an extra special thank you goes out to Pinche Ads Go Away, Tosi Eos Alguero. Acknowledge the pressure Active D4C, Adam Freeburn, Aiden Fortner, Abreem Zuda, Alex Regal, Alex Brewer, American Nightmare, Cody Land, it's American Nightmare, Cody Chode, Antony Erics, Ariel Pacheco, Arrogance, Arturo Gonzalez, Ashley Reno, Aussie Kingslayer, Owen Dargan, Baldy, Batman, Ben Phillips, B Hostile, Big Cat, Belinda, Bluefish, Booker T, Braden Primo, Brandon Barger, Brody Cyphers, Bubba the Big Fella, Bunny Swag, Cameron Warren, Cameron Talks WWE, Captain Jack Sparrow, Carlito CB, Chad, Charlie Crab, Chicken, Chris Butner, Lucas, Chucky Gonzalez, Clayton Warford, Coke Bottle,
Damn it.
Cool Whip Tim, Damian Martinez, Dan Schubert, Dan Squiggles, Darth Taters.
My testosterone is within range, Santi. No Super Sancho.
Oh, dang. We can make you Super Sancho. I know a guy.
Ooh.
Def Rebel #1 Spotify listener, D Lopez, Dr. Doom, Dominic DeCoco, Dr. Johnny Sins, Drake Hughley, Dylan, Eagle Steve, El Juan de Americano, Elmer Rodriguez, Elvis DePresley, Erden Yasihi, Eric S., Eric Reese Romero, Ethan Richardson, Isage Gabe Owners, Fletcher Walpole, FMFCMA, Frenzy Wrestling, Freezer, Fugnuts, Garlic Butter Sushi, Gavin Talks WWE, George R. Martin, Give You the Pressure Fresher, Gilbert Deans, Godspeed Goonhausen, Goose Lesnar, guy that spells word with only letters THEO, RBC, and M in constant pattern. I'm just not ever going to read that guy's name ever again. GXA Man, Heath Robertson, Henry Volpole, Hey Shakes, Home Yowner, Elia Dragonuts, LL Magic, Iron Man, Isaac Clark, Issa says, I dream of Sancho in bed with me. It's Mista, it's Astro Kid, Jack Ghibli, Jack Harris, Jackson Key, Jacob Saffel, Jasu, Javier Rodriguez, Javion McDuffie, Jeremiah Alston, Jeremiah Finley, Jahihihi, Joe Benitez, Joe Exotic, Joey Romig, John Cena Rap Lyrics, Jonathan Cox, Johnny Owens, Jordan, Jose Olivares, Juan Vega, Juliana Sarfi, Julian Wainwright, Justin Perkins, Caleb Martin, Kevin Bega, Kevin Clark, Kilo, Cody Barker, Lawrence, Richard, Liam, Life of Brian, Lil Shifu, Look, It's Pac-Man, Wepa, Lucky, Luis Jimenez, Luke Star Gaming, Madison Moody, Majed, Manny Benegas, Mark, Marnie YCSM, Matthew Oberg, Melisandra, motherfucker, I'm reviewing it, Micah Davis, Michael Marname, Miguel Paredes, Muhammad Al-Banai, Mr. Club WWE, Nate Finley, Nemo, Frenzy, Nicholas Protopapas, Nicholas Kyle, Nicholas M. Deskevich, NyQuil Pad. I'm flying. Odinsaur, Oliver Hammonds, Oscar M's, Pat R, Pat Mickmark, Patrick Starr, Poker, Prince Vegeta, Prone Johnny Gargano, Qui-Gon Wyatt, The Living Prophet, Raiders for Life, Randomly Chosen, Rainier Neko, Reaper God, Rey Mysterio, AAA Commentator, Ricky Dutcher, Rose City Savage, Roy Alexander, Ryan Halberg, Ryan Muniz, Ryback, Sadie Brink, Sammy's Water Bottle Go Wee, Sancho called me a beggar with the hard R. Sancho is Oba's glory hole. Sancho's baddie with a fatty. Sancho's daddy. Santi, you saved my life in 2014. Santi West and Sancho Zapp in an alternate universe. Sauce God, Scott Rico Gaming, Seth frickin' Rollins, Seth, Sean, Sheldon Hickman, Shitstate Nakamura, Sky, Skylar Brashears, Slayer, Spaz, Stannis the Man, Stafu, Sugar Shane, Super Malachi Galaxy, Tai Long, Teddy Long. Thank God, Santi Creative Club WWE. That's why we do what we do. The Patriots own the Chargers. Tickets, guy, please. Vanilla Joe Rilla, The Winds of Winter, The LA Knight, Mega Glazer, Jacob Kufis, The Bloodline, Final Boss, Bloodline Rules, Tom Dodd, Trevor Harder, Tristan Repko, Turner Dahl, Tycho, Tyler Brand, Tyler Logan, Tyler McGarry, Unknown Zero, user code Santi for 10% off, Club WWE, Utah Beach, Vegan Man, Vegeta, Venom, D. Tyler, Verzo, Voidsy, Juan Pablo III, Wayne Heiser, White Mexican, Why Does Sancho Play Elevator Music, William Newton, Zach Mira, Your Girl's Side, York V2, and Zach Holdwick, Zay 2K, Hot Take Hank, and the man Becky Lynch. Thank you guys very much for watching this episode of the Wrestling is Cool podcast. You guys take care. Goodbye and get out of here.